It's Wednesday. You know what that means. It's time for Randy's Guitar Attic on YouTube. So sit back for the next hour and talk guitars and much, much more. So here's your host, Randy. Yeah. Wednesday night live podcast here in the Guitar Attic Studios. I'm Randy, your host for the next hour or so. Who knows? Who knows how long I'll be here for? Mitchell, what's happening? Good to see you again. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about actually tonight. We have the Asheville Guitar Show, the Carolina Guitar Show. Just got back from doing that. It's a good show. A lot of cool stuff was up there, and we did not buy a whole lot, but we did. We traded some stuff. We saw a lot of stuff. We filmed a lot of stuff. We got a video. If you haven't seen it yet, it's already up, and that was dealer day. I have another day that I'm actually going to combine Saturday and Sunday together into one. And there is some interesting talk in that one as well. I mean, this one, the dealer day was just kind of walk around, just kind of give you the insight of what's going on. The next one will actually have some talk with another dealer, maybe a couple of dealers. I can't remember if I put the second one on. I know there is one that we'll talk about some stuff, kind of what's going on in the world, or not in the world of guitars, that is. Victory, how are you? Well, and First Act Tech. Present, okay. Well, the other quad cortex went back. So now we have the regular quad cortex that I use live. And yay! I played it right. Hey, Eric's here. Okay, and that's Matt's here. Michelle, how are you? All right, so we did the Carolina Guitar Show, and it was a really good show. It was very crowded. Lots of cool stuff was there. I mean, it's just so much gear was there. It's like, oh my God. I haven't seen that many guitars in a room in a long time. I mean, although, the Orlando show was very big. It was a lot of guitars in there. But the Carolina Guitar Show just seemed to have more guitars in there. And it was just a lot of good stuff as well. I've got my amp on the lift. I'm going to change my amp connection. Okay. All right. Anyways, so the Carolina Guitar Show was a big success for selling stuff. We sold a lot of stuff, but we did not buy a lot. As I said, wasn't really looking for it. I was looking for SGs. I could not find any SGs that were reasonable. When you come to a guitar show, when you're selling this stuff, I'm gonna just be straight with you. If you come to a guitar show and you expect to get what you think they are selling on Reverb for, you've got another thing coming, baby. you just, you're dealing with a room full of dealers. And these dealers like me, we're trying to resell these things and make a little profit. If you bring in a guitar, let's say you bring in like this PRS, and you say, well, it's a 1989 PRS. I want $3,500 for it. If I have to sell this guitar for $3,500, how am I going to afford to give you $3,500 when I have to make a profit? It doesn't work that way. So, think of it this way. If the guitar is worth, $3,000, I'll just take $3,000. You can expect anywhere between 25 and 35%. Well, actually, no, I need to take that up. Actually, 30% to 40% of reduction off the top. That's kind of the going rule. 20% is what you would do on a consignment. So if somebody wanted to bring something into my shop and they want to consign it, it's 20% I take off the top. Now, it's going to take a little while to sell that guitar because, well, maybe. Sometimes, some people get lucky. They bring me a guitar and it sells within a couple days or whatever day. It just might be the right guitar that people are looking for. So that's the way that works. So, and that works with anybody else's store. It's not just mine. It works with anybody's store. I can't play like this. But anyways, God, this thing is, I don't know what's happened here. I've got cords all over the place. Ever since I had to take down my other quad cortex and send it back, I've got a mess of cords everywhere. It's not organized. It's driving me nuts. I hope that thing comes back soon. But the other thing we're going to do tonight, we're going to do something a little fun. We're hello, Lex. Good to see you. Haven't seen you since Asheville. Lex was in the house. I actually saw two people from the stream. Actually, I think three. Three people were from the stream. Lex was one, the Galactic Star-Lord. He was in the house. So it's been a while. Yes, it's been a while. Yeah, very cool. It was, Michelle. It's great to see people that I talk to all the time on here. Although Lex, I talk to him a lot more than that because Lex has my personal phone number and he'll call me for stuff. And I'll call him for stuff too because he has a little information that I don't have and he can help me out. So he helps me out with the computer stuff because he's smart about that stuff. So I'm good with the guitars and he's good with the computers. Let's just say that. We'll just leave it at that. So yeah, it was cool seeing Damned was in there and oh god, somebody else was on that just tunes into the stream. I can't remember who it was now. But Damned, I knew he had said he was going to be there. He did show up. So I didn't expect that he had to drive. I think he said drove like 3.5 hours to be down there at the guitar show. And he was there all day long. So, and Lex was not there. Galactic, he was not there as long as I thought he would be, but he had business to attend to. So anyways, it was a good show. Did Will Ray show up? Yes, I talked to Will for a little bit. Will came by the booth and we're talking. Will was walking around in a pair of shorts and a flannel cutoff shirt and this hat. And we sat there and talked for a little bit. And it's funny because Bruce goes, who is that guy? And I said, that's Will Ray. He goes, that's Will Ray? I said, you've never talked to him while he's been here at the shows? He's going, No, I didn't know. I had no idea. I was like, oh my God. Uh, it was fun, but very busy. Yes, it was very, very busy. It was a good show. As I said, it was a very good show. It was fun to do the show and see my friends I hadn't seen. Some of the North Carolina people, like my buddy Buster, I hadn't seen him in a while. Mr. Mike from uh, Big Dog Guitars, he was there. Hadn't seen him for a while. A guy that was not there, I was surprised. Well, kind of not. I mean, there were a couple people. So Alex did not come from Flash Flood. I texted him and he said no. We had to choose between going to this show or going to Nashville. They're going to Nashville, I guess, next week or the week after. I don't remember what Nashville was. But they're going to go do Nashville instead, which I don't know if that's a mistake or not. Nashville is just so expensive to do. Oh my God. I mean, they just price me out. I mean, I just can't do it. Brian, what do you got? Show looked great. Yes, it did, Brian. It was a good show. It definitely was. Yeah, notice that Alex was not there. He was not there, and Casino Guitars were not there. But if you watch the next video, Shane is in the video. So, or Sean. So I said Shane. I'm thinking Shane because I look at Sean. Sean was in the video. So he was there, just walking around. Baxter did not come with him. His daddy did not come with him. And who else was not there that we were surprised that was not there? Oh, the Diablo guys. I know a lot of people like the Diablo guys because they bring some really cool boutique stuff, and he was not there. What did I buy? I believe it or not, I bought a Mexican Road Worn 08 Stratocaster. I bought that, and I traded for a American Fender Lux Telecaster with a Floyd Rose. So that's it. Damned is in the house. Whatever. Damn, it was good to see you, man. I was just talking about everybody saying you were actually at the show. What did you think of the show? I'm waiting for his reply on this. So I'm gonna get some water. Gotta get some water. And we're also we're play some Debbie Gibson. I don't know how to play. I don't think I know how to play. Honestly, I was a little overwhelmed. Yeah, I was too at first when I was kind of walking around the first day, just kind of going, my God, there's a lot of guitars in here. Yeah, it was definitely a little overwhelming. What did your wife think? No, underwhelmed? You were underwhelmed. You weren't overwhelmed? What did you not see in there? What were you looking for? I want to know why you were underwhelmed. For the first time, I didn't see anything I had to have. That's what Lex said. Huh. Or Galactic. Yeah, I will say that there was a lot of guitars in the room, but I will say there was a lot of stuff that I didn't need either. I was looking for a Fender custom shop in the 3 to 4K range. They had plenty of Mexican strats in the 45 and 45K strats. You know, I wish you had let me know that was what you were looking for, because I did have one and I did not bring it. I have a 1960 custom shop black one that I have on that I have tagged for 3,500. So I asked you first thing. Yeah, you should have asked me like prior to when I was coming and reminded me. Tons of acoustics. Yes, tons of acoustics. That's because Asheville, North Carolina is a acoustic town. So that is why there were a lot of acoustics there. That's why my buddy Bruce, that was with me, had a field day. He brought back 3 guitars. He brought one in and came back with 3. So it's crazy. And a lot of lower to middle of the road Gibsons and Fenders. I don't know. I saw a lot of that stuff too, but I saw a lot of other stuff too. Trips is here. Just join the live stream. You may have covered this, but why do you think there have been so many guitars at the shows this year? Why do I think there's so many guitars there? I'm not gonna answer that. I'm gonna let the next video that we do upload, myself and another guy will talk about kind of that thing. And then next week, I will go into it a little bit more deep after myself and the guy John from Big Hair Guitars. Me and him had a discussion about the guitar market and what's going on. So I will talk about that next week, and I'll let you listen to the little analogy that we both had in the video. So look for that. That'll be up probably Sunday, maybe Monday. I'm gonna let the other one that's up now let it run its course and saturate itself. Whatever. You are my fire. Oh, boy. All right. Don't forget to hit the smash the thumbs up button. That's right. We have 15 thumbs up right now. We have 21 people in here looking right now, watching the stream. Please hit the button and help us out. Help a brother out. If you really want to help us out, like and subscribe to the channel. I explained to one of the other dealers who was there that watches the stream quite a bit. I had to explain to him I wasn't going to hound him. He thought that I would be like, you're going to send me stuff all the time, right? And you're going to like be on top of me all the time. I was like, no, just hit the subscribe. All it does is help me. It does nothing to you. Just hit the button and hit subscribe. That's it. It helps me out. Doesn't do anything to you. Eric, I think people are unloading their guitar, their gear. I just sold most of my stuff. Market is getting saturated. Yes, it is. It is becoming really, really easy to sell your stuff. I mean, you have Reverb, you have eBay, you have now you have Sweetwater's marketplace thing. They have theirs. And then you have the thing called Facebook Marketplace. and then you can sell your stuff to the guitar shops. You have a lot of options to sell your stuff right now. And I think people are doing that, as we talked in the past, that it's a lot of guys that play are older, and girls as well. I think more the girls are younger than the guys. I don't see a lot of older girls playing guitar. I see a lot of younger girls playing guitar. So, but the older guys, they're aging out. So they're selling their stuff. And that's what's happening. Are you going to Nashville? I had thought about maybe just flying up there and flying in for a day and leaving. That's about it. That's the only thing I had thought about doing. It ain't 10 tapes for a penny, people. You don't sell your soul. Yeah, just hit the button. I'm not going to hound you as well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna come after you because you don't, if you hit the button, I'm gonna show up at your house going, "Hey man, what's happening? You got any beer?" "Hey man, I heard this is the place I get the free condoms." Hey man, how you doing? "I just heard this is the place I drop off my babies when I don't want them anymore. I drop them off at your house." Speaking of that, this is a disturbing story. I'm just going to go into this real quick. There's a girl that I guess in a county near me that she didn't realize that she was pregnant. This was all over the news down here. And she decided that it was like five months into it. It's 5, 6 months. I think it's 5. She had the baby in her toilet. She let the baby die. Then she wrapped it up and stuck it in her closet for a while. Had to go to an appointment to dance or something. I don't know what. I'm not really sure. And it's some kind of I don't know, something. She had to go do something. And then she came back, got the baby, and buried it in her backyard. That is disturbing. I don't know what people are thinking when you do stuff like that. If you are in that situation and you don't know what to do with a baby, go to your local fire station and drop the baby off. There's no questions asked if you drop the baby off. Let them deal with it. If you don't want to deal with this kid, drop it off and run. They'll pick the baby up and take care of it. You're done. Now this lady who's 20, from what I understand, is like 20 years old, is now going to spend years in prison because she killed her baby. When she could still be doing what she's doing, all she had to do is drop the baby off at the fire station. I don't know. Sometimes you just can't fix stupid. I just had to get that off my chest because I don't know. I could never do that. That's just horrible. That's horrible. So one of the other things I was going to talk about tonight. What we got here? Anything else? Okay, no. Another thing I was going to talk about tonight was the whole thing with Fender. I don't know if you guys have seen this about Fender. Fender now has won a lawsuit in Europe over the body shape, over I guess a Chinese company, but it was filed in Europe. So they now have conquered the body shape. It used to be just a headstock. It now may be that they have conquered the body. This could be big time, bad for a lot of companies out there. We're talking people like Sir. We're talking people like ESP, LSL, Nash, and the list goes on. All the, all these companies that, make a Fender-ish, even, I mean, maybe Paul Reed Smith with the John Mayer, the Silver Sky. It is very reminiscent of a Strat, even though it has this little cut here. This may be the saving grace, as like they had with Fender or with Gibson over the single cut. That was kind of like the only thing that saved them in that. So if this whole thing expands into the United States, it could be just a steamroll. All these companies that make these Fender knockoffs of the body, you may not see them anymore. It could, I mean, somebody like Nash or LSL, something like that. I mean, this could go on to the Tele and the Jazzmaster. And if it does, it really, I mean, it'll shut down a lot of companies. It will hurt big time. What is ESP going to do? ESP, all their lines are all Strats. I mean, this is not a Strat. I mean, Kramer, check about this. So Kramer is owned by Gibson. What if Gibson decides, what are we going to do now? Now we've got Fender suing their largest competitor. The ruling won't hold up in the U.S. No way. I hope so, Eric. I really do hope so. I hope that, this doesn't get to that point. But either way, it could hold up in, Europe, and it could hurt a lot of European, and Japanese market guitars. I mean, it could be very bad. Same thing happened in the 80s with the Les Pauls. Remember, at home, remember at those Ibanez and the Les Pauls. Now they didn't sue. Now they see, that's the thing. They didn't sue over the body. The body was not in that whole thing. It was the headstock. And they did both the Gibson and the Fender both sued, and Martin as well. They sued or tried to sue over the headstocks. So it's not the body, in that particular deal, it was the headstocks. This time it's different. And that's why there's so many of these Les Paul, or not Les Pauls, or so many Les Pauls and Stratocaster, Telecaster, all these different body shapes that you're so familiar with that, that you see on every guitar out there. The originality is not there. Reverend, on the other hand, they are pretty much an original body style thing. So Reverend's probably just looking back going, yep, go ahead. Put them all out of business. Then I'll sell a lot more. Reverend was at the show, by the way. If you haven't seen the video, they had a lot of nice guitars. Very nice. Even though they're made overseas, but they are very nice. Tom Anderson, yes, absolutely. Tom Anderson will be one of those ones that will be in trouble. Another company that make great guitars, but are they original? Are they? Not really. Headstocks are, but the bodies are pretty much, hey, look, I'm a Fender. So yeah, it sucks that this is happening, but I'm actually shocked that this hasn't happened a long time ago. I'm shocked that Fender and Gibson both, back when they sued over the headstocks, that they didn't actually say, we want the body as well. I think the body and the neck should have been trademarked, copywritten, whatever at that point. And we wouldn't, see this. I mean, God, could you imagine if Fender and Gibson had trademarked and copyrighted their bodies and you know, their necks as well? What guitars would be out there now? There would be no Tom Anderson. Well, there might be, but it would be a different shape. There would be no E- ESP wouldn't have, they'd have something else. All these major companies, they wouldn't be there. Now, this is, you say, oh, well, what about Jackson Charvel? Well, they're owned by Fender. So they don't count. But Kramer, like I said, they're owned by Gibson and they're a Strat shape as well. So Fender could go, hey, we're suing you because you're using our body. Just saying. So that's something to think about, folks. Definitely something to think about. Could this be a game changer for the guitar market? Yes, BC Rich as well. Yep, with the ST. And, the Mockingbird and the Bitch are fine. And the Warlocks and the Eagle, all those are fine. You can do those all day long. But the STs, sorry, no more ST3s. So, anyways, that I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. If you haven't heard the news about that, yeah, they and actually Fender does license out their necks to a couple different people. Warmoth being one, I think U.S. bodies and necks. I think that's another one that they do license them out to as well. So, so tonight too, I have another thing. I was going to say, I was thinking about Ibanez. Ibanez is another one that they could hit. What Iceman? They're going to have the Iceman only. Oh boy. But so another thing I was going to talk about, just kind of mix some things up this week, and I might start doing this more. Is start adding some trivia questions for everybody. So I'm going to hit you guys up with some trivia and see how well you do with it. All right. Does anybody want to try their luck at trivia? Does anybody? Do you guys? Yeah. Now I'm sounding like I was in Nashville. I could not speak at all in Nashville. I was tongue tied the whole entire weekend. Do you guys like trivia? Do you like to play trivia? I actually have to host a trivia show in a couple weeks. So that's why I'm kind of going to try some stuff with you guys so you can try your luck at these trivia questions. So, all right. So question number one, it's music related. Question number one is, what was the name of the band that Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley were in before Kiss? Give you a little time to think about that and let me know. No Googling, no chat GBT. Very good. All right. Hey, Terry's here. Yes, Wicked Lester was the name of the band that they were in first. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, question number two. What band was formed out of a relationship with Santana? Meaning members were in Santana and then they became another band. Hey, Mitchell got it. That's right. Zach, Mitchell and Michelle both got it. Very good. It was. Neil Sean and Ross Villari left and formed Journey. So very good. Very, very good. Now we will make some other ones that are a little harder. All right. Those were actually kind of ones that everybody kind of knows. Now, this one is kind of guitar related. So if you're not a guitar player, You might have a little bit of a time with this. When Eric Clapton played in Cream, what two guitars is he famous for playing? You can say either one. Yeah, very good. Mitchell and Trips both got it. Trips got both. He got the extra credit. He got the ES335 and the SG. Absolutely. You didn't get to come by and say hi. Why didn't you come by and say hi? I don't understand. See, another person who was at the show and did not come by and say hi. All right. Okay. Adrian Vandenberg had his own model of guitars made by Peavey in the 1980s. Adrian Vandenberg is now touring now with what? What kind of amp does he play through now? Played with Marshalls back then. So what does he play now? Yeah, I was pretty crowded. I had a lot of people in the booth for sure. So no one knows the. I'll give you another. I'll give you another 30 seconds here to figure out what amp does Adrian Vandenberg play through. Well, Trish, at least you made an effort in trying to figure out what it was. Actually, it was not an amp at all. He plays through a quad cortex. Please stop the clock sound. Oh, that's funny. No, it's funny because if you go see Adrian Vandenberg, he has a thing. It looks like PV amps, but there is no PV amps. He's playing through a quad cortex. So, all right. Let's question number 4. Who was the first endorsee of the PRS guitar? Carlos was the first endorsee. Yes, it was Carlos. Who was the second endorsee? Extra credit. This one actually is a lot harder. The second part of that is very hard. No, I know who you're thinking about, but no, it wasn't a country player. No, it's definitely not John Mayer. John Mayer was a long time after that. All right, let's see. Do I need to go back to doing? No, it wasn't Peter Frampton. I don't think Peter Frampton ever played a Paul Reed Smith. I'll give you another 30 seconds. McCartney, no. I know a lot of people think the third guy, actually, I believe he was the third one, was David Grissom, who finally did get his own. No, it wasn't Randy Pepper. No, it was not Mark Tremonti either. All right. It was Howard Leese. Howard Leese from the band Heart. I gave you guys a clue. I gave you the clue, but nobody caught it. Oh. All right. Question number 5. This will be the last one for the night. So just kind of I'll do 5 of them. Who owned the very first Stratocaster? What famous rock star owned the number 1? No. It was not Buddy Holly. Leo did own it at one time, yes, but it later went on to be owned by a famous rock star. Nobody. If I'm not correct, I may be wrong about this, but I believe I'm correct about it. David Gilmour owned number 1 at one time. Jimmy Bryant. No, not Jimmy Bryant. I think it was David Gilmour owned it at one time. David's owned a lot of those rare guitars, those early ones. So. I think that I had learned that. I was at NAMM one year, and one of the guys from Fender had told me that. I was like, really? Because they actually had it at NAMM, and they said David had owned it at one time. So that was it. So if you guys like me doing these, I know it is now in the Jim Etsy auction. Yeah, it probably is. I know it wasn't Joe Bonamassa when you said who drugstore. No. We were talking about a another dealer of mine. We were talking about amps. And we were talking about how John Mayer was recently talking about his relationship now with the quad cortex and how it has duplicated everything he had ever, recorded with or done anything with. And it's like, it's kind of replaced everything. So now he's a quad cortex guy. And now they have all the quad cortex packs with John Mayer and all this stuff. But he had said, that really opened my eyes. He goes, I had watched your stream many times and how you had talked about this, that you said amps are going to go away. Either go away or they're going to be, you're just not going to see them anymore. Everything's going to be modelers everywhere. And you'll see an amp every now and then. And he said, there will be people still using amps. And one will probably be Joe Bonamassa, even though Joe Bonamassa knows that he doesn't need to do it. And he totally gets it, but he's not going to be the guy that's going to switch to a amp because it's part of his stick. It's the whole thing of, Joe Bonamassa's got the amps. He's got the super, high-end guitars that, are rare and, he's got the rarest amp and all this stuff. He's not going to be the guy that's going to go over to a quad cortex, stick it in and go for 10 minutes and then have his amp in a box. He's not going to be that guy. Even though he probably will be at his house, he just won't let anybody else know that he's doing this. So Joe, yeah, he does. He loves amps, but I'm telling you, the amp thing, it's not going to be around for a lot longer. I mean, it's just not. We're going to have amps, but we're not going to have amps like we have had in the last 10 years. It's just not going to be there. Myself and like I said, there's a few dealers that have actually, they came up to me and actually said, dude, you saw it. And I said, yes, I did see it. And they said, yeah, I will not buy. People walk into my store now and they say, hey, I've got a nice silver face or a nice black face. I won't buy them. Same thing with me. I won't buy them. You guys can have them, but I'm not buying them. Even some cheaper modelers sound good. Yeah, absolutely. They do. Big amps are getting so cheap. Absolutely. And this is why they're becoming obsolete in a lot of ways. We're just not doing it. The musicians are just not going to do it. It used to be a band would have to have a 28-foot truck to carry all the gear in the back of a truck to do their gigs. Now back we did play 7 days a week, 6 or 7 nights in a row. But even big bands are the same way. They're all scaling down. You're actually seeing, and this is what's crazy. You're seeing a tour bus going along I-95 or I-4, I-40, whatever, the I-10, and you're seeing a tour bus, and you'll usually see like a little trailer in the back. You'll see a trailer in the back that, enclosed trailer that has all their guitars, all their amps, and the drums all in that trailer. You could not do this 10, 20, 30 years ago. Definitely not 30 years ago. It would never happen. But now you can, because a guitar player can basically stick his rig on his back in a backpack and go anywhere he wants. And his guitar can fit in the back of a trailer or even in the back of the bus. So the only thing in the trailer is maybe the drums, and maybe the bass player has a small bass amp. But even that's becoming a thing of the past. Even those are going away. But those are the last ones. I mean, I've played gigs many times with bass players that did not play through a rig. They played through a Sans amp, and that was it. There was no amp on stage for them. They were long before the whole thing of the modeler. Yeah, your rig now is the PA. Yeah, your PA is the amp. I have a 61 Bassman. G6 with a matching cabinet. I have been offered lots of money. My brother says I should sell it now. I'm going to agree with your brother. Sell it now. If somebody wants to buy it now, buy it. Let them have it, because this all goes back to the thing I've talked about in the past, aging out. I guarantee you the guy that wants that 61 Bassman is not in his 20s. He's an older dude, maybe 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever, and he wants it. And he's going to go back in his house and he's going to play it. Yeah, see, even Casey agrees. Sell it. You know, I've got my Egnator back here. And I've talked about this. I don't remember the last time I fired that thing up. It's been at least 2, maybe 3 years since I fired that amp up. It looks cool. It's a great thing, to look at. And it sounds great. I will say I love amps. But they are just becoming a thing of the past for the time being. They will come back around. I'm not saying it's done. They will circle back around, as everything, just like the record. It will circle back around. The modelers will replace the amps for a while. But maybe 20 years down the line, you'll start seeing amplifiers coming back on. People will start using amplifiers, and the modelers will go away, or will be, 50-50 or whatever. Not like it's going to become. I mean, it's already becoming that way. We're already seeing now so many quiet stages. I mean, you go see all these bands, and if you go back on the side of the stage, there's no sound except the drums. That's all you hear. Not even vocals. Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace are littered with big amps and Harley Davidsons, motorcycles. Aha. And why is that, Eric? Why do you think Harley Davidsons are in that whole thing? Why? Because they're old. Those old biker guys, they're not riding anymore. I mean, there are. I mean, we just did Bike Week, and there were plenty of them riding around. But most of those guys riding those bikes were 50, 60, and 70 years old. You didn't see these young guys riding those. You saw the young guys riding a Honda, a Yamaha, something like that. It's different. I remember as a kid in the 80s being in a music store, and the salesman was saying electric drums would totally replace acoustic drums. That never played out. They are getting better. I will say they still are. I think that's still a work in progress. I'm not so sure that's not going to be true. People are aging out. Exactly. So can the same be said about vintage guitars? Yes. I've said this in the past. Yes, vintage guitars will go down significantly in price because they will age out. I hate quiet stages. I miss the 80s. Loud and proud. You know, I still play on a loud stage. We have live drums. I have my quad cortex. I do run it through a cabinet. So I do have the air coming off the quad. Bass player still plays through a bass amp. But my buddy that I play with the acoustic duo, his band, there's no amps. Everything is quiet. I played with him before. It is a quiet stage. They even have the electronic drums. So there is no sound whatsoever on that stage. Nothing. Other than you hear him like, you hear this. And you hear him going, shout, shout, shout to the devil, shout, shout. You hear him singing. If you go up on the stage, you can hear him singing on the stage, but there's no monitors or anything. Everything is in ears. There's nothing. It's crazy. I think only older guys like me, 61, want all those old guitars and dreamed about it as kids. I agree. Same thing. I agree. 100%. Saw Rat with, I believe it's Warrant. I'm sure that's probably my buddy Steven and those guys. A few months ago, sound wasn't great from Front Row. Just saying. Well, yeah, I would say there's probably a reason for that because there's no amps on stage. Warren DeMartini. So he had to have, with Warren DeMartini. Okay. So were they not using amps or they just didn't sound good? There was a couple amps on stage, didn't sound like they were on. See what I'm saying? The illusion is still there. We talked about that actually at the guitar show. We were talking about actually since I'm using quad cortex and stuff and so many other guys, I could get a scrim behind me that looks like Marshalls and just stick it up there. So the illusion is there. If you're far back, you'll say, God, the guy's got 4 Marshalls up there. But it's just a screen. All right. I don't gig anymore, but when I jam, sans amp, no more noise fatigue. Yeah, I agree. There were a couple amps on stage, but okay, there's the whole thing. I just read that. We're known even since the 80s about the fake Marshall cabs. Yeah, we've seen that. Hey, I saw Billy Gibbons. Billy Gibbons had a bunch of fake magnetones on stage that weren't real. So it's still going on now. Or it's going on now more than ever. Slayer could not perform and have a diabolical amplifier, fractal facade of doom. You say that. I think I got all that, but I Brian, I have to say, yes, they can. I'm going to say at Rockville. Rockville's coming up next month here at the Daytona International Speedway, the World Center of Racing. And they will have 150 acts or so. And I'm going to say that 80% of those bands playing will not have amps. 80% is what I'm going to say. I'm also going to say 80% of those bands will be playing with tracks as well. I like that, Brian. I should stock the store with fake cabs. One time I actually was going to paint all my walls as cabinets. I had an artist that was going to come in and just paint all bunch of, amplifiers, oranges and Marshalls and Mesa Boogies and everything, and just paint them on the wall. So I would just have a giant wall of amplifiers all, everywhere you looked. But I think he died. I never saw him again. I don't know what that word is. Michelle, sacrilegious. Oh, I know what it was. Now I can see it. Yes. And screens of Marshalls. Yes, I like it. Pieces of the old big amps haven't really dropped that much in price. Oh, prices of the old big amps. At least the ones I'm watching. You keep watching. They have Marshall cab wallpaper. They do? Oh, I like that. I need to get some of that. That would be great. Then you stop selling guitar cab. I stopped selling guitar cabinet. I think the last guitar cabinet I sold was to Billy Gibbons. That was it. Or no, I sold him the head. I didn't sell the cabinet. The cabinet I sold after that. And I think I sold it for like $300 and it was a Marshall cabinet. I just don't buy them anymore. I just won't even buy them anymore. So I hate backing track shows. Saw Foreigner in the 80s. They had musicians playing on stage, playing at least. It was all live players. Foreigner's one of those bands that still plays live, by the way. I don't like that at all. Those bands are playing live with tracks and no amps. I don't, you know what? I'm not a track person as well. I have to tell you that I'm not in favor of tracks. Back in the 70s, we had fake cabs with no speakers and put paper plates in the empty slots so you couldn't see through the grill cloth. That's a good idea, Trips. I like that. That's really good. How's it going? No, it's it. Can't play it. I gotta play it next week. I better know. Up here, only tracks you got is on your snowmobile. That's funny. I see Daytona Beach is going to start having tribute bands at the band shell on Saturday nights. Yeah, they actually started that a couple of years ago. Yeah, again, I know. Yeah, I think they started it longer than actually. It's been a long time. I say a couple of years ago. I think they've been doing that for many, many years. Wow, because I went and saw a U2 tribute act there. They were really good. That's been, God, at least 6 years, 7 years, maybe longer than that. People like those tribute acts. You know, a lot of them sound better than the real thing because a lot of them are younger and they can still do those songs that the real artists cannot do anymore. So I heard one of the bands during Bike Week was actually using tracks. I knew they were using tracks, but I heard they were actually using lip syncing as well. That the Milli Vanilli thing is just that kills me. I mean, just come on. If you have to go out there and perform it to lip sync your stuff and to play with tracks, get off the stage. Just stop. Yeah, God, don't get me started with that. That made me so mad when I heard that. Because these guys are getting paid a lot of money. They're like one of the top acts that come down here to play during Bike Week, and somebody videotaped them, and the vocals and everything did not match at all. And they could say, "Oh well, it was off," or no. With a cell phone, you're not going to be off. Lip syncing is becoming more common and accepted. Terrible. Yeah, Eric, I have to agree. There are was Journey doing that? I think this last tour. I think I heard them. They actually did it, but I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. I'm just saying they might have been. I heard something about that, but I don't know that for real. Tracks stem from a missing keyboard player in the band. I still don't like it. Yeah. Going to see Get the Let Out tomorrow night. Oh, cool. Yeah, they're at Peabody Auditorium. I know they're very good. I've heard very good things about them. Remember when you had to carry a massive PA? The only ones who made money were only people in my band that made money. Actually, okay. Actually, not the band didn't make any money. The roadies didn't make any money. The PA guy and the light guy made all the money. I remember that very well. I remember the light and sound crew made like $3,500 for the week, and the band, here's your $300 left over, and you guys split the $300 between the four of you guys and your two roadies. Yeah, I remember that very well. That's why I lived on Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts were my jam. How about the keyboard player who had a Hammond B3 and Leslie? How about this? Traveling on the road with a keyboard player that had a Hammond B3, a Leslie, and a Yamaha CP70 keyboard. And you had to carry it up 2 flights of stairs and down 2 flights of stairs at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning after the gig. Who knows this firsthand? Me. Thank you very much, Billy Lulo. Billy Lulo. When I played with a band called The Suspects, Billy had that exact rig, and it was the worst of all because it sucked carrying his stuff. I mean, drummers always complain, "Oh man, I got so much stuff to carry." At least your stuff only weighs a few pounds. When these guys back in the day had these massive keyboards and these massive speakers, it sucks. Thank God for synthesizers. All right. So, anyways, Did you guys like the trivia thing I did? Do you want me to do some more of that next week and the week after, whatever? Just do some more, throw some trivia questions in there for you. Let me know if you like that stuff. I need to practice some of my trivia stuff. Like I said, I have this trivia gig that I have to fill in for. Trivia is cool. Great. Eric, thank you very much. Yes, please. Mitchell liked it. Good. We'll do some more of it. I'll do some more research on some other stuff. Michelle liked the trivia as well. Good. That's awesome. I'm glad. So the trivia stuff will remain in place. Kind of gives a little breaks up things other than me just talking. Trips liked it a lot. We need prizes. Terry, I know we need to get a sponsor to give us some prizes. It was hard. It was hard, which is good. Yes, Alan, it was hard. So yeah, anybody want to sponsor and give us some prizes? I'm reaching out to some companies out there. If you want to give away prizes, if you got something you want to give away, whatever. I'm sure our people out here that would love to take your product. Unfortunately, I'm the poor, broke guitar store that can't afford to give away stuff right now. Virtual prizes. All right, here right now we have one. Let's see. This is a pencil, and it was signed by John Cougar. We're going to give away this pencil here. It's beautiful. Doesn't it look good? I like the Guitar Show vids. You and Alex from Flash Flood Gear. Good stuff. Yeah. And we already talked about Alex was not at the Asheville Guitar Show. He will be up in Nashville doing that show instead. Evidently, Alex is making a lot more money than me because he can afford to do that guitar show. Yeah, a lot more. Thumbs up before you go. That's it. That's right. We only have 22 likes up there. That's 22. I know we've had a lot more people. Yeah, CFG guitar straps. How about giving away a strap? Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, they should. They should sponsor the show. We give away some guitar straps or some in-ear monitors, something like that. Need more evil. Very nice, very evil. Anybody know who says that? Very nice, very evil. That'll be a trivia question for you real quick. Last trivia question of the night. Who says very nice, very evil? I didn't get to go this year. We got a place nearby, and it made it a weekend trip. Well, it was a good show. It was a good show. I liked it. So nobody knows very nice, very evil. Who said that? Pee Wee Herman. No, you fell for it. You fell for the hook, line, and sinker, Michelle. No, I threw a cue that was not correct. It was not Pee Wee Herman. I will let you guys settle on that for a week, and when you can figure it out. Casey got it. It is Danhausen. Everybody's going, who the hell's Danhausen? I'm wearing makeup. No, you're not. Just the red underneath the eyes. I have makeup on. No, it's just under the eyes. I have to tell this story since you know who Danhausen is. So Danhausen was doing a show in Orlando, and this kid was trying to get through security it was at Universal. So he was trying to get through security, and he was dressed as Danhausen. He had the white makeup on, and he had the black, and they had the red underneath the eyes. Well, Danhausen has this line where he says, "I'm not wearing makeup, just the red underneath the eyes." So this kid was telling this security guy, "I'm not wearing makeup, just the red underneath the eyes." The security guy is going, "What the hell is wrong with this kid?" Maybe you just had to be there. My wife and I were just laughing our ass off at this guy going, "It's just the red underneath the eyes." And he's clearly in full white and black and red makeup, his whole face. So look up Danhausen. You can see who he is. Watch his videos. He is hilarious. He's a really funny guy to watch. And he's actually a guy I tried to go meet one time, and he didn't show up. I was so mad. I was like, "Oh my God, I wanted to meet this guy." But so, anyways, guys, you know what that means. Thanks for watching. As always, you guys are great. Love you all, and see you next week.
You've been watching Randy's Guitar Attic on YouTube. If you like tonight's show, please hit the like and subscribe button. Until next week, so long from the Sunshine State.